Raceway. Really sold, delivered all the things it did, especially all these fans that have hung around to see Kyle Busch in Victory Lane. We've done this before. This whole thing. I mean, 8 wins in a season. You're moving on to
the most, though.
No, well, of course you know that. Of course, but you're moving on to the championship for the. I think it's the 4th straight year.
Awesome. It's just a true testament to all my guys, everybody on the whole M&M's Toyota team. Adam Stevens and the leadership that he provides for all of us is second to none. I mean, obviously, just being able to have the guys and everybody at Joe Gibbs Racing that do such awesome jobs building great race cars has gotten us to this point. So now we just got to be able to go in the next week and try to win again.
Yeah, you've done this a lot, 51 times now. I think we talked in Richmond that you tied my dad and Junior Johnson. Now you put them in the rearview mirror, so moving on to bigger and better things. But once you found out that you were solidly in after the incident over there off of turn 2, but you had another restart to do with a guy on your outside that knew his only way of getting in was to try to pass you somehow, some way. Did you think about doing anything different? Did you do anything? I think we have the last restart ready to go, but how you made all of that happen?
Yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of different things that were kind of happening. This was probably the last restart, but there was a couple more before the last restart that we had to get through. You know, I got a great launch there, got down to the bottom, and just made sure that I tried to protect everything that I needed to protect, and was able to get a good line into turn 1 by myself, and I think that just kind of solidified everything. I drove way off in there, and then Almirola followed me. It's like Brad when he let us all off a cliff at Charlotte, you know. I just drove it off in there, and everybody kind of followed suit, but you know, just having a car that was pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say we were great, but it was really good on the short run. I could just blast out there and go, and that's what kind of helped us get that gap that we needed in order to just kind of, I wouldn't say we were riding. I was trying to hit my marks every single lap those last 10 laps.
Okay, they moved the start-finish line from over there to over here. And we talked about restarts, how big they were going to change the racetrack. But the way you guys drove turn 1, all the way next to the inside, I mean, we're 2 car lengths below that yellow line. The way some of these guys drove turns 3 and 4, it's like they drove the racetrack different. What was so different about this track?
I don't know. It's just, I think the biggest thing was just go where they're not. You know, if there's guys around you or in front of you, or you want to make sure you protect your right side, not have somebody on your door, you go lower, you know. So I think that's just kind of what everybody was doing. As far as myself, my car was really, really good at working down there like that. We never practiced down there, but I'm like, man, I better practice down here next time. Maybe I'll find something.
I'm sure there's a short answer to this, but there were a lot of people, I'm sure, thinking about and just looking at all the different scenarios. As you're up there, you've got Almirola. His win could keep Kevin Harvick from being somebody you have to race at Homestead. I'm pretty sure all you cared about was winning this race, and you'll deal with Homestead next week. That never entered a winner's mind, right?
It did enter my mind. I knew that facts, but the thing about it is like, look, you know, I'm here to win the race, and just like what you said, you know, we're going to deal with Homestead when Homestead comes, and however that is, and whoever makes it, that's the best way for it to be. You know, they always want it to play out naturally, and that's what happened today. Obviously, with our winning and Almirola not, I think that put Harvick in, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of those guys had trouble, and look, the way the points flip-flopped, just in my mind today, I can't imagine how many times they flip-flopped when you guys were kind of going through it all with the fans and talking about it in every scenario. I mean, I saw Kurt leading the race, I saw the 9 leading the race, I saw the 10 almost leading the race right there with me, and it was just all over the place. I didn't want to keep track.
You know, I look at this race all year long. We've talked Big 3. We've talked. Now we're going to throw Joey in the mix, and it's U4. Does anything change in how you race when you go to Miami? Because you've been racing these same 2 or 3 guys all year long.
I think the thing that matters most is just being able to go out there and do your job. You know, all throughout the middle part of this season, when we were all winning so much, the 78, the 4, myself, was we were really, really fast, but we weren't making mistakes. Nobody could capitalize on that. In the last couple of weeks, you know, we've made some mistakes where other guys have been able to capitalize on that. Today, we didn't really make a mistake, although I thought the race was kind of, we lost the race today when we were running second. We pitted, and then that caution came out. I thought we were done right there, but just our short run speed, our burst that we could get on restarts and be able to pass guys was so strong that it got us back up to the front really, really quick. So when it comes to next week, you just got to race everybody like it's a whole nother week, and those 4 guys are the ones you got to not necessarily focus on, but you've got to go out there and know that they're the ones that you're racing for a championship, but it's more than likely going to take a win, so you got to win the race.
So when you look at your competition here and think about those, three of you have won a championship, but looking for that second one, which kind of puts you on another level and passed by a lot of people that have won. And then you've got a driver that has proven that he's willing to move and do about anything to try to get there, much less if it comes to winning that championship. Do you race any differently in a situation, late race? You've been in that situation before.
Yeah, you run hard. You know everybody's running hard, but you know what's at stake for yourself, and you got to run really hard as well too. So it just depends on the circumstances. You know, last year we had a restart. I think we restarted 5th or something like that, and Joey got by us and he held me up for a while on that run before I was able to get clear of him and then go run the 78 down, and that just hurt my tire life. You know, I wasn't able to have a good enough set of tires when I got to the 78 to be able to pass him because I felt like we were the fastest car there last year. So, you know, we'll just have to play every instance as it comes to you and do the best in your situation as you know how.
Yeah, interviewing Adam, listening to Adam Stevens a minute ago, he talked about, you know, this gives you confidence. Obviously, you're coming off a win, going to the next race. But at the same time, he said last year you had a couple of races to sink your teeth in and focus on going to Miami. Now you've got a couple of days. Not that you haven't worked on it, don't get me wrong. Not that you haven't worked on it, but I know it doesn't affect you as a driver, but do you think it affects anything as the team?
No, I don't think so. I think those guys, you know, they've got a routine. They stick to that routine. Yeah. I don't think that changes anything, you know. So when they get back to the shop on Monday and they get into working on next week's car and everything and being able to do the things that they do, that's just a part of it. That's just what happens. And so, you know, for me, you know, my prep it's a short week. You know, Tuesday we're off to New York somewhere, and then Thursday we're down in Miami doing media day stuff. So, you know, it's a short week if you're a driver looking to be able to do your homework and the things that you want to be able to do to prepare and get yourself ready. So, you know, we'll get what we can and make sure that we're all ready to go when it comes to track time on Friday.
Listen,
go ahead.
Coming to Miami, do you think you could get M&Ms to make some champagne flavored M&Ms?
I think that they probably.
I mean, just
I mean, that's.
I think that's the next thing. Think about it.
They got about everything else out there. So,
yes,
you know, they
Kyle Busch edition.
They should have
champagne
champagne edition M&Ms. If you were an M&M, what color would you be?
Green, because nobody likes green.
Everybody likes green. It's the girl.
Oh, I would be green then.
Oh, yeah. What about you?
I'm going with blue.
Blue, you're the blue, okay?
Yellow. I'm not going against you.
All right. Well, I'm red, so that's the way I like it.
Oh, that's it. There we go.
We're rolling.
Well, you mentioned New York. You're going to be busy. You're going to be with Jimmy Fallon. You're actually going to be talking to DJ in New York and on the Today Show. And I don't know if you can see this screen here, the odds. You're a Vegas guy.
Yeah.
Look at how tight this race is going to be. Vegas is saying you and Harvick the favorites at 11-5. Truex not far behind, 11-4. Logano 7-2.
So much for his talk.
That's why we love you, man. That's why we love you. That's why we love you, dude.
Looking forward to it.
It's going to be a fun week. That we can tell you. All right, congratulations, Kyle Busch. He's moving on to the championship.